Good morning and welcome to NASA headquarters. I'm NASA Press Secretary Jackie McGinnis, and we're here today to welcome the Czech Republic as the 24th nation to commit to the Artemis Accords. The Accords describe a shared vision for principles grounded in the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 to create a safe and transparent environment which facilitates safe and responsible exploration and science for all of humanity. Joining us today, we have Czech Ambassador to the United States, Miloslav Stasek, Acting Assistant Secretary of State for the Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs, J.R. Littlejohn, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, and Czech Foreign Minister Jan Lipavsky. First, I'll turn it over to our participants to make short remarks. First up, we have Ambassador Stasek.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, Mr. Bill Nelson, Administrator of NASA, Madam Assistant Secretary, Your Excellency Bijan Sabet, U.S. Ambassador to the Czech Republic, members of the Czech delegation, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to also welcome you at today's ceremony of the accession of the Czech Republic to the Artemis Accords. This is for us really a special occasion, and the moment where we are expecting opening of the new chapter of our collaboration with the United States and other partners in the space research. The Czech Republic is definitely not newcomer to the exploration of the space, because we are having already several institutions, R&D departments, universities, also private companies which are already participating on several projects which are run by the European Space Agency, which has headquarters in the Prague in the Czech Republic, but also with the R&D departments which are interconnected with the NASA as well. For the signing ceremony and the upcoming weeks and months, we would like to really initiate the collaboration with NASA and all partners. And we are preparing several missions from the Czech Republic to US to explore how we can work closer and more intensive on the development of the new technologies which are helping us in the future better understand and explore the space around the Earth. In the conclusion, I would like to definitely thanks very much to NASA to having us today, to helping us to organize this signing ceremony, and specifically I'm so glad that we could do it during the official visit of Minister Jan Lipavsky, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Czech Republic, to the United States. Thank you very much and enjoy the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. Next we hear from Acting Assistant Secretary Littlejohn.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Ambassador Stasek, for your remarks. Let me welcome Foreign Minister Lipavsky and our Ambassador Sabet. I would also like to thank NASA Administrator Bill Nelson for hosting us here today. The Artemis Accords are important because they guide us towards a future of optimism and promise. They encourage cooperation and responsible behavior in space, and this is a vital foundation for space exploration. The Artemis Accords stand at the center of our civil space diplomatic efforts. Grounded in the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, the Accords set forth an inspiring vision for responsible, sustainable, and most importantly, peaceful exploration of the moon, Mars, comets and asteroids, and the spaces around and in between. With this signing, there will be a total of 24 signatories to the Artemis Accords. It is only fitting that the Czech Republic, which hosts the headquarters of the European Union Agency for the Space Program, is joining us today. All signatories commit to explore space for peaceful purposes, be transparent in their space endeavors, share scientific data, register space objects, and provide emergency assistance along with other commitments to ensure space exploration is a cooperative endeavor that benefits all of humanity. In this way, the signatories move forward together to build a better future through innovation, exploration, and discovery. My thanks to Foreign Minister Lipavsky for his leadership and for the leadership by the Czech Republic on these important issues. The Artemis Accords also remind us that space exploration more and more has become a cooperative effort. As NASA likes to say, and I've heard the administrator say himself, we go together back to the moon. Indeed, our success in human spaceflight depends on deep scientific, technological, and international cooperation. The Artemis Accords program, which will take us to the moon and then to Mars, is a monumental step forward involving a much wider range of partnerships than similar programs in years past, including commercial operators and international partners. Foreign Minister Lipovsky, we very much look forward to cooperating with the Czech Republic in the implementation of the Artemis Accords through its working groups, in multilateral fora like the UN Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, and of course, bilaterally with the United States. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Assistant Secretary. Administrator Nelson, the floor is yours.
Mr. Minister, Mr. Ambassador, Madam Secretary. Indeed, it's a new day in space exploration as we go back to a different moon. We go to a very forbidding part of the moon, not the equatorial region. We go to the South Pole, which is pockmarked with huge, huge craters, all in shadows because of the angle of the sun at the South Pole. We go back in a different way. We go in a public-private partnership. And we go with our international partners. We go together. This is concurrent with the golden age of space exploration, where we've seen the advancement of science just incredibly brought to us in these unbelievable pictures of the early part of the development of the universe, having captured light from over 13.5 billion years. We go with precision and hope that if a killer asteroid were to threaten the planet, that we could hit it as we did bullseye with the DART mission. And we go together. This year is actually the 30th year of diplomatic relations between the United States and the Czech Republic. I actually visited the Czech Republic back at a time that we did not have diplomatic relations. It was behind the Iron Curtain. I was an Army lieutenant and had received permission to go behind the Iron Curtain. This is a new day of so many new partners, and now it is such a privilege for us that the 24th signatory to the Artemis Accords is the Czech Republic. Now, there's actually some historical tie-ins with the Czech Republic. Most people don't know that one of the first astronauts to circle the moon in that very daring adventure of Apollo 8, Christmas 1968. It included Borman, Lovell, and Anders. Jim Lovell, later to be, interestingly, one of the most significant and actually successful Apollo missions, when it blew up Apollo 13 on the way to the moon. And NASA was able to bring those 3 astronauts home, the commander, Jim Lovell. Jim Lovell's historical roots are just to the south of Prague, Likewise, the last man on the moon, Gene Cernan, the commander of Apollo 17, his roots in a small village south of Prague. And now we go back to the moon. And this time, when Artemis 3 lands, it'll be the first woman and the next man that will walk on the moon. We wanted to set a set of principles. These principles are quite common sense. They follow so much of jurisprudence. They follow so much of international relations because they seek peace and cooperation and help for each other, all of which are the principles that we try in our exploration to espouse. We are united by the possibilities of deep space exploration together. We are united by the promise of goodwill here on Earth, because discovery strengthens diplomacy. And now, as we sail on this new cosmic sea, going to foreign cosmic shores, there's so much to learn. There's so much to be excited about. And now we go with our friends and neighbors, and that includes the Czech Republic. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator. And now we'll hear from Foreign Minister Lipovsky.
Dear Administrator Nelson, dear Ambassador Sabet, dear Ambassador Stashek, dear Assistant Secretary Littlejohn, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here at this occasion, and I'm really honored and delighted that I'm here to sign the Artemis Accords. I see it as a historic signature, not only because it opens up new opportunities for cooperation between Czechia and the United States, as well as other partners. It also marks our dedication to a peaceful, transparent, and responsible conduct of space exploration. We are signing the Artemis Accords because we share its principles for cooperation in the exploration and exploitation of space, the moon, and other celestial bodies. I believe that the Artemis Accords will enable closer cooperation and coordination between like-minded nations. Czechia has a long-standing tradition in activities related to space, spanning several decades. In the fields of science and research, I would like to highlight in particular the Czech work in the areas of solar and plasma research, X-ray astronomy, and the discussion around planetary defense. You already mentioned, as Czechoslovakia, we were the third nation to have a citizen, Vladimir Remek, in space. Also, Gene Cernan, the last man on the moon, was of Czech descent, as well as Jim Lovell, the captain of Apollo 13. Both had Czech mothers. Since 2008, Czechia has been a member of the European Space Agency, through which, for example, we are now working on the motor of the European Lunar Lander EL-3, or equipment for the orbital station gateway, such as radiation and pressure sensors. As a result of sustained political support for space activities in Czechia and due to the industrial, innovative, strategic, and scientific potential, more than 100 companies and research institutes are involved in space activities in my country. Over 50 startups has been created in the past 6 years, indicating a rapid growth of the space industry in Czechia. This growth was cemented in 2021 when Prague became the seat of the European Agency for the Space Program, which is in charge of systems such as Galileo and Copernicus. As you see, Czechia's space ecosystem has a lot to offer. We believe that this signature will kickstart the development of an institutional and industrial cooperation within the Artemis community, as well as directly between Czechia and the US, in the field of space activities, including those leading to a potential space flight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Foreign Minister. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. Foreign Minister Lipovsky will make it official, signing the accords on behalf of the Czech Republic. And with that, the Czech Republic joins a group of 24 nations helping to ensure that humanity's expansion into space, toward the moon, and destinations beyond is done peacefully, safely, and in full accordance with international law. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you to the Foreign Minister and Ambassador and all of our participants here today. Have a great day.